Okay, let's jump into this. For this deep dive, we've got some excerpts from a script. It's titled Hustle in Silence, Vanish to Produce.
Hmm.
And it presents a really, stark perspective. It contrasts sharing your goals out loud publicly with just quietly putting in the work.
Right. There's a very clear divide it draws.
Exactly. So our mission today is to really unpack the argument this specific source makes. It's quite forceful about why silence and even sort of vanishing are presented as, well, essential for achieving success.
Yeah, essential. It doesn't really leave much room for debate, does it? Within its own logic, I mean.
Not at all. It doesn't pull any punches, like, right from the start. It basically says you talk too much.
Yeah. Gets blunt very quickly.
It does. You keep telling people your plans, your goals, your next big move, and guess what? Nobody cares. That's quite an opening.
It really is. And what's interesting there, or maybe compelling, is the source's claim that it's not just indifference. Yeah, it suggests, quote, most of them are silently hoping you fail. Now, that idea is pretty central to why it pushes for becoming, well, invisible, as it puts it.
Right, moving like a shadow once the real work starts.
Exactly.
So the source isn't just saying talking is unhelpful. It's actually arguing it could actively hinder you because of this supposed negativity or maybe just apathy from others.
Precisely.
Yeah.
The text implies that the people around you, maybe not even consciously, might try to keep you, in their comfort zone where things are predictable.
Okay.
It gives examples like someone saying, are you sure that's realistic? Or, don't work too hard. That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the source argues that this kind of talk is just completely at odds with the intense focus you need to become. I think the word it uses is undeniable.
Undeniable. That framing makes sense, actually. If you are trying something difficult, pushing against the grain, those comments, even if they seem small.
Yeah, they could erode your conviction, little by little.
And the source really hammers home this idea that we've mistaken visibility with progress.
That's a key phrase from it, yeah. It gets very specific here. It's not enough to look busy or sound ambitious.
Right.
The source is just blunt. Stop posting every workout. Stop announcing every hustle. Stop sharing dreams with people too broke to dream. It's basically saying the performance of effort is like the enemy of actually getting things done.
Okay, so the alternative it pushes isn't just talking less, but like a complete withdrawal?
Pretty much. Vanish, and then do the work. It lists it out. Rewire your mind, rebuild your body, stack your money, sharpen your skills every single day. That's presented as the real activity. The core stuff.
That list, it feels really significant within the source's argument. It's not just about, say, learning one new thing. It's like a whole transformation.
Totally holistic.
Yeah.
Mindset, physical health, your finances, actual abilities, and it connects stacking money directly to this private building process.
Interesting. So tangible accumulation is part of that silent progress.
Exactly. Alongside the skills and the internal shifts. The power, according to this source, doesn't come from likes or followers online, none of that. It comes from this internal and tangible buildup, away from everyone else.
And the payoff.
Yeah.
For doing this vanishing act.
Well, the source paints a very clear picture there. It says one day they won't see the process, they'll only see the outcome.
You just reappear, basically.
You reappear having achieved, quote, everything they said you couldn't have.
And that outcome, the result, that's the only announcement needed. According to this.
That's what it claims. It says you'll walk in the room and your aura will speak before you do. This is framed as the real power, the real status.
Derived purely from results produced in isolation, not from showing off the effort.
Stark contrast, yeah. Because ultimately, the argument boils down to this. You don't owe anyone updates. Progress reports, forget it. You only owe yourself results. It suggests real progress kicks in when you stop performing and start producing.
So if we just sort of step back and look at the main message here. It's a powerful take, almost confrontational.
Definitely.
True strength, true success, it argues, comes from building results in total privacy, deliberately avoiding external validation, avoiding the public display of effort.
And the path it recommends involves disappearing, focusing intensely on improving yourself, building resources,
and then just letting the final outcome be the only testament to all that work.
It's a really provocative idea, isn't it? Especially now when so much seems geared towards visibility equals validation or success.
It really is. It makes you ask yourself, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How much of your own effort is for an audience versus just genuine, quiet progress.
Yeah, and does that external opinion matter as much as we often think it does?
Yeah.
At least according to this source's perspective.
Right. And just to leave you with a thought directly from this viewpoint, if, as the source argues so strongly, you really only owe yourself results and nobody else truly cares or is going to help you get there, how do you personally define and measure your own success, completely separate from any outside input or validation? Something to think about as you work on your own goals.